Welcome to the Pixel Response Podcast.
All right, we're here. We're talking.
Yeah, special Stampede edition of the Pixel Response show.
We got to talk about the Stampede every year. It's in our contract
yeah.
as Calgarians.
Yeah, what's your favorite Midway food this year? What you got going on?
Oh, there's no way I'm going down there.
I know. It's like I made chili at my house. It's pretty cowboy themed, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe put too many chickpeas in it, I'm going to say, but that's on me. I did it.
What are the Midway foods this year?
Oh, I don't know if there's scorpions or any, some sort of bug burger.
Probably
deep fried
something, right?
Marshmallows.
What about a Kool-Aid chicken burger? How does that sound?
Okay, so I'm imagining as part of the batter for the chicken, they're using Kool-Aid powder.
No, I think they use it in the sauce from what it looks like, because it looks like a chicken burger that's like blood red. Like it's really red. So I'm guessing they dip it in that, probably.
I mean, sweet and tangy, that could be okay, I guess. Just kind of gross looking.
A sweet cherry red glaze. So, yeah, cherry Kool-Aid is what they... Like, they make a glaze out of it.
Kind of, cranberry mentality there or something, maybe. That makes sense. I'm not going to say that's abomination tier. But
what about deep-fried Dad's cookie?
Sure, that sounds good. We have Dad's cookies at home right now. I haven't deep fried them, but you're starting to fundamentally sound. Yeah, it's true. We have oil, so.
Colossal onion poutine? Does that sound good?
If you like onions, my wife would hate that. And
do you like onions?
I love onions, but I shouldn't just chow down on them all the time.
Oh, here we go. This is the type of garbage I was looking for. Ketchup and mustard ice cream.
See, there you go. That's good Midway garbage right there. It's like,
that's the
it's
garbage
all the taste of
a
hot dog, but in ice cream dessert form. Nah.
Yeah, there it is. That's it. Or the peanut butter pickle dog.
I read. I'm reading The Stand right now, and somebody does that, but they're a bad guy. It's like Trash Can Man is eating a sandwich that is peanut butter and pickles or something.
Yeah.
So, all right.
This is a corn dog by the looks of it, with the inside, the hot dog inside is wrapped in a pickle and smothered with peanut butter. It looks like, and then deep fried.
All right. I mean, it sounds pretty sodium-y to me, which is dangerous now. But also, I don't typically use peanut butter that way. I've heard it's like Thai food though. So, or like, oh no, that's onion. It's when you combine peanut butter and onion. You get kind of a easy pad Thai.
Just like peanuts in general, I think, right?
Evoke Thai food? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Like spicy peanut something.
Yeah, the Stampede snuck up on me. Like, I just kind of woke up and was like, oh, the parade was today. And it's like, oh yeah, I guess that happens. And then it's just caused traffic problems downtown. That's what it does. That's its legacy every year.
We don't live downtown, though, you and I.
No, but I have Sheldon Schumer visits I got to do, which is close enough to downtown to get, like, extra street traffic, cowboy hats.
It's adjacent, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, parking kind of headaches a little bit, but I don't think people are freeloading, like, oh, I'll park at the hospital and then hitch downtown. It's only $10. What a deal.
I doubt it. It is weird to think about 10 years ago you were down squeegeeing floors.
Yeah, I saved the Saddle Dome, and now everyone's mad at it. They just want to get rid of that thing. No, it's just the new stadium beef ongoing.
Yeah.
But yeah, hell or high water, we said, and we squeegeed all those puddles and threw out so much cola syrup. That was the real heartbreaker. I saw piles and piles of the Coke syrup, and I was like, man, I just want to take that.
Wait. Isn't it in plastic bags? What's wrong with it?
It's in plastic bags. It was covered in mud. But it's like, but it's sealed in there.
Well,
but it's like, yeah, we can't serve this. Like, Coke has a standard, we can't just put this in the
but like
machine.
you could have at home.
Yeah, exactly. Like it would have been just like, oh, I'll take this to the garbage for you. Like I guess I could have tried to step in, but oh well, it's lost of time. That cola syrup has certainly fed many ants or something by now. So that's
Do you have any good Stampede memories?
Oh man.
Or bad ones, I guess. Just any that are like stand out.
I don't know if I've ever like I do like the dumb WestJet like ski chair thing. I don't mind that thing. Although it's combining with a bad memory now where I looked down and saw like a dead fish. That's like the one thing I really saw and remembered forever.
Is that like, the one that goes like across the park? So you can, like,
it goes over the whole thing.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just looking down and be like, that fish is on the shore and totally dead. But
okay.
There was like a tightrope record or something set there. There was a guy up over the midway kind of doing a tightrope walk. It was kind of exciting.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
I at this point I just kind of don't like I just want to go inside the BMO Center and look at like dumb cowboy art. That's like all I'm really there for nowadays. Just
sure.
Like, it's a cactus, but it's crocheted and it's huge or something.
You ever go watch the Super Dogs? I was a Super Dog fan.
I was talking about the Super Dogs yesterday about how as a kid I really liked the Super Dogs. So,
me too.
Yeah, Super Dogs are quality.
You would get that little sheet with all their names on it. Then after the show, you could get their autograph, which is just their paw print.
Ooh, paw print autographs, pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
those dogs
Shaq
are long
was
dead
here
by now.
this year. He was DJing. Yeah, DJ Diesel.
Okay,
so.
That's kind of odd. I might, if I was there, I would have gone to see that. That's odd.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but it's too much pandemonium, especially like this year. I'm like sort of recovering from a medical procedure and stuff, so it was extra not the time to do tons of strenuous activity. And
in
win
the sun,
giant midway prizes. Yeah.
With like 1,000 other people around you at all times and salty foods everywhere.
Yeah. It was also, it looked like a really rainy, crummy week just on the weather apps. So
yeah, I'm a big fan of when it rains them out.
We hear the fireworks every night, I guess, and just go, oh, what's happening? And it's like, oh, yeah, right, explosions. That's
Do you have a good view of them?
No, it's like behind a giant building. I can just hear them. So, yeah, I'd have to change our vantage point. I don't think it would be hard. There's kind of like a little like valley overhang place like 2 minutes away we could go to if we cared, but
right, same with us. Yeah.
But anyway, that's the Calgary flavored intro. My name is Nathan. And I'm joined by Paul.
That's me.
And we're here after some manner of absence. Like it's been a while since we. Yeah, it's been a month.
Yep.
I haven't casted at all in that month though, so hopefully I'm not too rusty. You know, just too rusted out. Giant silences and stuff. We'll have to edit out.
You want to discuss what's been going on, or?
Yeah, June 30th. I went to the Foothills Hospital. And they put me to sleep with anesthesia and punched a hole in my side. I wanted them to do that though, because I'm
that's
supposed
one
to
way
filter...
to start that topic. Jesus.
Yeah, I have to filter fluid through it. So now I'm a cyborg person with like a straw tube thing coming out of my gut. But we've only run fluid through it once, and it worked okay. It's working. So beginning 2 days from now, no, tomorrow, Monday, is going to be learning how to take fluid, warm it up, and run it through there to get rid of all the crud that's building up.
Okay.
So
it's
kind of weird. The actual like hole or whatever isn't painful. It's just been causing weird like internal cramps and things of just like getting used to having a thing there where there wasn't a thing. So a little bit of Tylenol 3, you know, just to ride that out. And yeah, it's kind of grody business, but it's just how it is now. So I don't know, trying to stay good humored about it. The worst part of it all though was during the hospital stay, I couldn't eat anything for like the whole time. So
Oh,
when I
man.
finally got out after like 8 hours, that sandwich I got at Tim Hortons was one of the greatest meals I've ever had. Just by virtue of desiring food so hard. Like, it's just like, oh man, this baconless tomato thing right here, this like turkey sandwich, amazing. I don't know if it's actually amazing, but
do they give you a list of stuff you can eat, like right after?
No, it's just, I don't know if I was just ignored or something, or it was because of my condition or what, but I was like hearing other people in neighboring like things be like, oh, you need a sandwich or anything? Can I get you some juice? And I was just sitting there and just like, I don't know what's going on, but I don't like being trouble, so I'm just gonna sit here and try to read The Stand in the hospital, which is a great place to read it. It's really good, especially the opening bits where it's like this disease wiping out humanity.
Right.
It's great setting for that. So whatever.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess it's kind of in the middle of that tale right now. So we'll see how everything goes in the next little while here, but mostly fine. A lot of bandages on my stomach right now. Oh, and I guess I can't take showers right now, so I'm using a Multiverse of Madness cup that I got to just pour water on my head. So at least that movie is benefiting me in some way. I didn't really like it, so but hey, it works for that.
Yeah.
And I can't lift heavy stuff right now, or I could get a hernia, which I was scared I had, but apparently not. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's still things I got to look out for, but yeah. Got an X-ray, got, ultrasounds, all sorts of fun hospital time. But yeah.
It obviously looks okay to them though. Like if you went out every time, they're like, yeah, no, it looks fine or whatever.
Yeah, no. Like I guess, it was just fear and uncertainty as to like, am I doing this wrong? Is this supposed to be like this? It's like, oh, it's probably fine. So my own anxiety, I guess, because there's like several things they're trying to like, oh, don't get constipated. That could ruin everything. It's like, great, that's gross. So I had a bunch of laxatives and stuff. I was trying to like, I don't know.
You're just like, this isn't even a problem, but is it now? Maybe.
Maybe I'm healing badly. And it's like, no, it's just draining. It's like, okay, great. I was worried, but
yeah.
Oh well. During the healing process, I had to hit the movie theaters though. I had to catch this one on the big screen before it disappeared.
Okay.
One of the big box office bombs of all time. DC's The Flash.
I'm interested in this actually. Yeah, because I was gonna just wait for it to come out on something that I didn't have to be in a place with other people to watch, basically.
Yeah, I mean there were some other people. It was some other people chuckling or whatever.
Oh, was it not full? I would have thought it'd be full. Oh, okay.
This was weeks into its run, and it already kind of underperformed and stuff. So,
okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
we just saw it like a week ago.
Okay.
I don't know that it's like the turkey people are saying. Like, I kind of liked it, but I get why it didn't succeed. Like, it's just terrible timing with the Ezra Miller allegations and stuff, and just the universe they made is kind of dying on the vine, and they're gonna reboot it. So why would you go see it? It's kind of hanging over it.
As far as I know, that this is the the Flashpoint arc or whatever, so like movie, so it's kind of the start of the end of everything, right? Where like the start of the multiverse opening up so that they can do whatever they want going forward.
I guess so. It does. Yeah, it does have multiverse like tears and things. There is a couple
Flashpoint
cameos.
arc is like the only good thing from the Flash comics that people remember. So I figured if there was one they were gonna see, it was this probably.
I guess so. I did wear a Flash shirt that I happen to own. I'm not a big Flash fan.
Did you get it from Hot Topic? Does it say Bazinga on it?
It does not say Bazinga on it. It's like a Basquiat doodle or something. It was at Uniqlo, the Japanese clothing store. It was like $10 or something. I was like, oh, it's a nice big shirt. I will get this shirt. And then it worked out. I guess everybody knows about the cameos at this point, right? We can just say like what goes on a little bit.
I
do
don't, but I don't care.
All right. Yeah, there's just kind of a moment where a bunch of holes open up to different realities, and they kind of do these weird, awkward CG kind of cameo things from like previous iterations of various characters.
Oh, okay, so they're CG. I was wondering if they were just like...
I actually... all the ones I'm thinking of right now are CG. There's one that's live action that I won't spoil for you because it was a fun thing, and I wish I didn't know. But you got like Christopher Reeves there as like CG Superman. Right. Just kind of stoically looking, and then like the 80s Supergirl, like blonde hair. I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie, but she's there.
See, I was thinking that like they just used footage and like doctored him in somehow or something. Like I didn't know.
I feel it's like
how they
maybe there's reference footage or like CG rotoscope type business, like kind of like Peter Cushing and Rogue One or something.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then some are even more fleeting. Like, it's just kind of like, we will acknowledge Adam West's Batman briefly, but we're not going to, like, do a thing with him, really. It's just like an orb floats past with, like, footage from that show on it, and it sails by, and you're like, all right, that was Adam West. I mean, that's kind of funny. And then the big one, I guess, is CG Nick Cage shows up.
Right.
Yeah.
As
fighting
Superman,
a spider.
right? Or something.
Yeah. Long-haired Superman that it was in that aborted movie from the 90s that Kevin Smith was writing and all that fun stuff, which like I accidentally knew that happened because I was reading his wiki for like Dead by Daylight stuff. I was like, what do they credit him as? Did he do a bunch of voice work or what? And it's just like, oh, by the way, he's in this. I was like, oh, all right, well, all right. I didn't need to know that, but okay.
Moment. Yeah.
It kind of ruined the moment, but he doesn't actually get a line or anything either. So hyping that moment didn't really help that moment because it's just a weird throwaway, silly thing.
Right.
That movie, though, sorry, just to backtrack to it, like 5 minutes into that movie, the most like gonzo stupid thing happens. And I feel it's just kind of like you're on board or not at that moment. Like you have to be like wanting that blend of like super silly, like Looney Tunes action or not, because there's a scene where like an entire maternity ward falls out of a building and the Flash has to rescue like 12 CG babies from like various insane like, oh, a bunch of scalpels are flying towards this baby, a bottle of acid is gonna totally melt this baby. Like it's just like, wow, this is like a trashy dumb bit of business right here, but
that's great.
All right,
that's so good. Like
I was laughing at it. It was like, okay, I like this vibe. This is okay. It's not taking itself seriously at all. And then, so I guess that like clashes a little bit with some of the moments of just like, oh man, my mom died and I gotta save her. And, like, what a tragic thing. It's just like, but this is the movie that opened with like a baby and a microwave joke. Like, you're not gonna come back from that really. So,
that's
I don't
so
know.
funny.
Like, yeah, I'd say it's mostly a comedy. And then you also get, like, Michael Keaton Batman, which was the main reason I was there, because I was, like, 5 or something when I saw that. So he was, like, the Batman to me.
Of course.
So just seeing him do his thing is kind of fun. You get Michael Keaton just being all crazy. And I actually liked how they handled Supergirl in this. She has, like, a nice big moment. That I thought was cool. So, I don't know. Like, with no expectations, like not trying to like jump on the hype train and be like best superhero movie since Dark Knight or something. Like don't look for that at all. It's like the guy who made the It movies is gonna make like a action comedy, and it came out and it's called The Flash or whatever. Like it has some stuff in it. Alternate timeline jokes and like whatever. It's okay. In that vein, I guess I'm kind of like hopeful for Indiana Jones also, because like people are kind of tepid about that one, but
I've heard
I'll
mixed
just be able
things.
to I hope I
Yeah.
can just get in the spirit of it and enjoy it. So that's probably our next big blockbuster, which is also failing at the box office. So it's been a rough summer for Hollywood executives, but oh well, that's just how it goes. Have you seen any movies in the recent months? Or
I watched just last week actually. I rewatched Guardians 2 and then Guardians 3, Guardians of the Galaxy.
how did those work for you?
Guardians 2 is pretty bad, I think.
Oh.
It's just like
that's why I didn't
remember
phrase it with like 2's great, right? No, yeah, 2's my favorite one, but okay.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like about 2 is that it's such a giant stakes thing, and they don't use any of that in the future. Like, it's such a big thing that happens, and it doesn't seem to have even mattered. Anytime we
Like
see
ego
Star-Lord
and
later,
stuff?
or this,
Oh yeah,
or in 3.
sure. I don't know if that's 2's fault though, that 3 doesn't care about 2. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And also, I don't care for Peter Quill, that character, like, as much. And that
It's a Peter Quill movie. Yeah.
The movie's predicated on you really caring about his history or whatever. And, like, his history's fine. That character is okay for what he is or whatever. But, like, the human is the least, like, special thing to me in those movies, I guess.
Yeah. I think I was a little grumpy about 3 just because, like, Rocket is my favorite Guardian. And then just some of the little details in that movie nagged at me, but I don't know. Stupid
like
stuff,
what?
too, I will say. Like,
No, I'm curious.
Right out of the box with, like, Radiohead's Creep, I was like, boo, boo, don't put that in here. So I was immediately crabby. So, yeah.
There is a weird, like, disconnect that happened when he no longer has the tape deck and he has a Zune. Where it's like, now we could listen to any music, and that kind of, like, also ruined a lot of the feel for me of what that character is.
It's like, oh no, we're just going to dilute to, like, any music that ever happened, so we have, like, a higher chance of not hitting a nostalgic note for more people or something. I don't know. Like, when it ended with, like, Florence and the Machine, I was like, I don't have any attachment to this song.
I love Florence and the Machine, but it shouldn't be in that movie. Like, I love Creep.
Yeah, Drax dancing to that. I was just like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. This is pushing me away.
Yeah.
But yeah, dumb little details like that were annoying me. And then I guess I felt like the villain in 3 was so bad that they need to blow him apart, and they don't. So I was like, what are we doing? Like, what is this decision?
I was confused because I really thought that the villain in 3 was supposed to be like a Kane clone. Or like a version of Kane the Conqueror, because he kind of has like similar weirdness about him, but like,
no, he's just a high evolutionary. It's just a different dude.
It's so
weird,
dumb.
Like Nazi experiments basically on a bat planet.
I guess like my thing is that I don't understand why you introduce new Thanos and not capitalize on him being the villain for everything going forward, because Thanos was one dude doing a big thing, so they had to kind of come together. Kane the Conqueror is millions of dudes in different timelines doing different shit, so you could have a different one in every single movie if you wanted to.
Yeah, the rollout of Kang's kind of villainy has been really weird. I was trying to puzzle that out a bit at one point, just like watching more from this phase and being like, what are they doing here? Because like,
did you see Quantumania?
I did, yeah, as part of this.
How does a movie that introduces Kang not use him or utilize him properly and sucks so much balls? That movie is fucking terrible. And they defeat him,
like a swarm of ants defeats that version
like kind of easily. And he's supposed to be the bad one that they exile because he was too fucked up to be with the others. Like, what?
It's like a bunch of ants? But it's like, well, I mean, there's more of them. There's a whole bunch more, so more villainy. But yeah, it kind of sets the bar a little, like, low, where it's just like, I'm not really worried about this guy. Like, I don't know. Maybe I should be, but... Like, he was intense and whatever in the movie, but then that they thwart him at all was kind of the thing that took that away.
Totally.
That was a weird day, though, because I watched, like, No Way Home or whatever right after their multiverse thing.
Yeah,
and then I watched the new Dune. Like, I just had a triple feature crazy movie fest day, so it was a busy day. I guess Quantumania of those 3 was probably the like weakest movie, but I wasn't mad at it. It was just kind of low stakes, I guess. I don't know. I liked the first Ant-Man, and the other 2 have been fucking garbage comparatively, so I don't really care. Yeah,
about
2
that
just
kind
of was there and gone. Like, I don't know. I remember Walton Goggins was kind of funny, but he's just kind of funny. So
And like in 3, there's like MODOK. MODOK was kind of all right in some spots. He's a giant head, so whatever.
I like MODOK in general, so I guess I was game for some MODOK, and I get that he's like an inherently really silly. I just kind of wish they tried a little harder to make him
Taking
not,
him a
or
little
something.
more seriously,
Yeah, something. It's just like, no, I know he's a big goofy head, but I thought that was funny when I was a kid, and I like that character, so...
whatever. I still think it's funny now. But like, yeah,
I know, but
you
you could I feel you could squeeze more juice out of it, you know?
Yeah,
But,
I agree.
Oh, well, that's how it went.
It's kind of led me to like not have any faith in the MCU at all anymore. Though.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was going to say, like, with the first phase, it felt very, like, structured around, like, okay, there's a new stone we're going to introduce, or, like, that's going to be an easy, like, path that leads to the big thing.
Yeah.
Here, it's just like, oh, okay, like, another person has discovered that there is a multiverse, and they're kind of teasing it out really slowly compared to, like, where I thought, like, humanity was at with multiverse stories. Because just like, oh no, we're totally game for just wild stuff. Like, Rick and Morty's been out for a decade, you know, like, The Dark Tower is a multiverse story. Like, we're ready. But it's just like, no, it's a pretty mind-bending concept for your grandma. So we're going to have to really take this slow and
is that what it is?
Explain all this.
No,
Maybe.
I think it's them cheaping out. Because here's the thing, right? Is that I really like Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness because it's just a Sam Raimi film with Doctor Strange in it. But like, if you go into that wanting multiverse stuff, I totally get how you would fucking hate that thing. There's no multiverse stuff at all in it, really.
Well, I thought it would like kick the door in on that concept way more so than it does. Yeah,
it doesn't do it at all. Like, it's really, really bad.
You get like that one scene where there's like a council of characters that you haven't seen and stuff. To me, and like my mental map of what I wanted was like opening seconds of that movie is like, what? Reed Richards is here. Oh my god, look at this. And there's like 7 characters you've never seen. You're just like, what is going on? And it's like, it's madness. It's multiverse madness. He's a sock puppet at one point.
But that's the
like
one
crazy
part.
Stuff.
And that part's like half an hour. Like,
yeah.
No, totally.
It's not interested in that, so that's why I was upset. But it's it's still telling its own like wizard story about evil witches and zombies and everything.
And that part I like because there is a part in that movie that is literally just straight up Evil Dead, where the doors slam and she's like taunting them in the fucking temple or whatever. Like, it's fucked up, and is like, all right, this is what I want. But like, in a movie that has multiverse in it, they do fuck all with the multiverse. They jump through
it's kind of a tease. It's just like there is a multiverse. How about that? And you're like, Loki already established so much stuff. What are we doing? Like, just let's go. But it's really, really been dragging its heels a bit on like this big spillover event movie that I've been ready for like 4 years or something. Yeah. Like, it's just like, no, just go for it. Just go for it. I was like, no, we're pacing this out. We're going to do 12 movies first with like little tickles of, oh, wait, weird. There might be a hole in reality or something. And then like not go through it or deal with it. And then eventually we will see what's going on. But,
that's why Spider-Man No Way Home actually dealt with the multiverse in the like proper way for a Spider-Man thing. And let's just put a bunch of Spider-Mans together for a little bit,
and a bunch of villains. I think that was my favorite bit, was when there was just a gauntlet of fights happening. Like, it was just like someone else would punch through and just be like, I'm gonna beat up Tom Holland now, and then there's like a crazy battle, and I was like, this is awesome. This is pretty great. Like, just a new big fight is happening every 5 minutes.
And they didn't need a big spectacle or anything. They came into our world, so like, that's fine. That's an easy way to do multiverse shit, and it was good.
Yeah. So I'm just disappointed by the pace of it, I guess. Whereas DC is just driving into a brick wall, which is its own weird thing. Like, I enjoyed Shazam 2 also, but it had like a dagger over it the whole time, because you're just like, this failed and this is over. And I'm just like, man, like, there's some cool stuff, but none of it is going to pay off. So
Shazam 2 had some really bad stuff in it, though. Like, there was a lot that I didn't like about that. But overall, I had fun with it as well. I thought Shazam 2 was better than most of the... Maybe all of the DC stuff that, like, is out there now.
Just,
Anyway,
just those two movies have a decent balance of the fun and the zany and the a little more like, oh, you know, he was abandoned by his mom and stuff. Like, there's a little bit of a melancholic note somewhere, but it's not like making it too mopey. Like Robert Pattinson or something, just listening to his Nirvana and crying under a bridge or whatever he was doing.
Exactly.
I didn't like that movie. So, whatever. But that's its own branch. It's not even the DCU's Batman. That's just something else going on.
Yeah, that's just another Batman.
Another Batman. Well, hey, James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy guy, he's gonna fix it all. He's gonna. I haven't seen the Suicide Squad. So,
I really like James Gunn's like stuff when they let him do his thing, because he grew up in like Tromeo shit, so in the trauma shit, so he does weird, gross shit really well. So anytime there's like a monster that they can fight, I'm down, because it's gonna be squiggly.
That was my favorite stuff in Guardians 3 is when they're in that weird like bio like Cronenberg world or whatever with like flesh walls and strange like genetic experiments
James
or whatever.
Gunn, it's ridiculous. Holy shit.
Yeah,
it's
and, like,
so
Nathan
gross.
Fillion's there. I don't know. That like with the weird like existence like bug armor or whatever. It was okay. Like that stuff was fine. It's just, I don't know. 2.5 hours, Radiohead right out the gate. You know, it was just punching me in the nose a little bit. But anyway, a lot of video games have been happening also.
That's
but
do.
I will say, like last year, I was kind of on the wave a little bit. I was keeping with some current games. This year has just been not at all. Like I am decades in the past, haven't
Isn't
played
that
anything
freeing,
new.
Though? Don't you find that freeing in a weird way?
I guess so. I am not going to be useful come Game of the Year time this year because I have no idea what's going on. Like, I have not played Crab Champions or any of the high-profile, awesome business people have been playing.
Crab Champions, yeah. You're going to play Pikmin 4, though, right? Probably.
I'm probably going to play Pikmin 4. I'm interested in Mario Wonder. Like, it has a neat kind of style to it. So I'm up for a couple things, but like I kind of bounced off Tears of the Kingdom. Like Brittany's playing it, she loves it. She can do that for hundreds of hours. That's fine. I just this new direction for it all isn't where I'm at right now. So I'm okay. Like,
I'm finding it harder and harder to go back to it as well because I put it down for a bit and I don't feel like a draw back to it either.
Yeah. In the Zelda vein though, I did play most of Crusader of Centy. Which is a Genesis game that is on Nintendo Switch Online now. They put it on their Genesis thing, which I'd heard about this game because it was like, oh yeah, I heard there was this kind of Zelda clone that came out late in the Genesis's life, and it's really cool, but it costs like $150 because it's so rare, like you can't get it.
Oh, sure.
So I was just kind of like, oh well, that's neat and everything. Obviously, I could emulate it if I wanted to. But it just being there one day was perfect. I was just like, oh, great. Boop. And started playing that. And yeah, that is a Zelda-esque game. It's a top-down adventure. You're a little hero with a sword.
Like Link to the Past for people who might need a clearer picture in their head type.
Yeah, I think it's like 94 or 95. So it's a couple years
around
after.
That time. Yeah.
Very clearly inspired by that kind of thing. But I kind of like how all your weird ancillary abilities are just like animal buddies that you meet. Like it's like, oh, you don't get like a boomerang or something. You just like meet a penguin, and then he lets you throw ice steelies. And you're like, okay, cool. Or you meet a lion, and he lets you use fire, and it's like whatnot. Or like, oh, my sword swing is faster because I know this creature or whatever. So you kind of have this growing gang of animal guys. And it's kind of about like this weird conversation, like or kind of language barrier between monsters and humans, where it's like monsters are sentient and fine. You just normally can't speak to them. So humans have been fighting them for centuries or whatever, but you actually have the ability to talk to both. You're like a beastmaster or something.
Okay. Yep.
So you can communicate with them both. And yeah, you're just kind of hopping around, going through dungeons and stuff. Pretty easy, I will say, but that's perfect for where I'm at right now, energy level wise. Sure. Anything too strenuous is just like, I just want to turn this off. I can't deal with this right now. This is pretty straightforward and easygoing. Plus, you can kind of save scum on the Switch with the emulation or whatever. Just roll it back if you need to.
Right.
Simple stuff like that.
Like save
and I have a
states or
guide,
whatever, right? That they have.
I have a guide open almost all the time on my phone, just to be like, all right, I have tried talking to NPCs and just looking around. Where am I going? What am I doing here? It's like, oh, you see the time tornado? It's over here. You got to go there. All right. Where's the oasis? Oh, it's gone now because it's in the past. So you need to go inside this pyramid. Oh, wow. Okay, great. Like, just like simple little pathing stuff that is a little obtuse in older games. I'm just like, who do I need to talk to see the next thing? There was one part, though, that was straight up like Simon's Quest business. It was just like, all right, so there's a secret boss in this desert. And he killed, or like he knocked out our Monkey King. You got to go like help him. Okay? And I found the unconscious monkey. And I was like, all right, I'm ready to fight this thing. What's going on? And then just like looking all around, nothing for 10, 15 minutes. Look online. It's just like, all right, so you want to stand in the center of these seashells and jump 3 times.
Wait, what? Why?
What? And then it just, you are on a different screen fighting a boss. Like it is just, I don't know. I don't know if there's
something
even
that tells you that? There must be.
I hope there's somebody somewhere like I Am Error style or whatever that's like, hey, I got some info for you. But in the moment, I couldn't figure it out. So it was just like, all right, dumb. It just says like there's like a mysterious hidden thing somewhere, but not jumping will reveal it. I don't know. Just old dumb stuff. But it's in general a pretty fun game though. Definitely kind of simple in some ways, but I don't know. And plus, just you get to enjoy the Genesis's like music and everything. It's very different than the SNES.
Blast processing.
And yes, I guess there's some blast process. Yes, there is. Like, not that that's anything, but there's a boss battle where there's like a tilty pseudo 3D like island thing you're on, and I was just yeah, it's some blast processing right there.
This is what Nintendon't.
Right, Nintendon't do that. Yeah. The worst time I had with it though was getting lost in that desert I talked about briefly, like the Oasis time thing. I was just like looking for something I remembered from this desert, and it was gone because it was in the past now. So I was just wasting my time. It was just like, no, what? You could go into this pyramid the whole time. Like you were just wandering the desert map for no reason for like an hour. So it still has some crust on it, I guess, but I was pretty happy with it. And I guess I'll finish that shortly. I've been competing with the Switch, though, with the Tears of the Kingdom rush right now.
Right.
So, yeah. Which is also why I had to start playing Wario's Woods on the Super Nintendo again.
Okay. Like the actual Super Nintendo hooked up and everything?
Yeah, we've hooked up the Super Nintendo in the office here, so I can play SNES games again. The NES version of that game is on Switch Online or whatever, so I played all of that, beat that several times. The SNES version's harder. Now that I'm going between the two versions, it's just like, oh, there's like more colors on the SNES, so there's more enemy variety that you have to deal with. So it just makes some of the later puzzles, I guess, just way more crazy.
Yeah.
So I've beaten Wario's Woods on NES, no problem. I still keep capping out and bumping my head on level 94 in Wario's Woods on the SNES.
How many levels are there? 100?
100, I want to say. Although in the NES version, it rolls over and there's like more levels past 100 once you've beaten it. Gotcha. So I don't know if that's true of this version or not. I guess I'll find out.
Yeah.
If I can, if I have the stuff to compete at that level.
Right.
All to say though, that's been the zone I've been in, is like puzzly type stuff like that, because it's just the easiest podcast games in the world, because there's no like content, like it's pure gameplay stuff you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So that's been the zone. Anything that's talking to me a lot is like, nah, I can't deal with this right now. I don't want to hear this. I just want a game, like pure mechanics. So yeah, I have a list of some other stuff I've been poking at, but I don't know. Like specifically, what comes to mind when it's like frantic puzzle games? You know, not like a Talos Principle or like The Witness or something.
Frantic?
Or Myst. Like that kind of like grid based, fast business, like later levels Tetris kind of action.
Sure, know? Tetris. Oh my God, what the hell is the name of that? The PSP game, the one that like
Luminous
a little bit.
Yeah.
There was a game called Columns on the Sega Genesis that I used to play.
Oh yeah, is that on Switch Online?
I don't know.
Like Columns. Because actually, when I first loaded the Genesis thing, I was looking for Mean Bean Machine. Like, I was like, you got that right, and they don't.
Did you know that there's the Super Meat Boy version, the Mean Bean Machine? I guess Dr. Fetus's Meat Machine or whatever the hell is called is out. That came out.
Oh wait, so Dr. Fetus's game is a puzzle game?
Yeah, but with like where there's like blades and spikes and shit on the field as well that you have to contend with.
Oh, okay. Weird.
I guess.
All right.
I haven't looked into it really, but yeah. I don't know. I can't see if Columns is on the thing or not here. It is on Steam for $1.
They have a ton of old Sega stuff on there, yeah. I guess I was also thinking about like the Phantasy Star games, but those are very much wordy, narrative-y games. So I might wait on that. But the one I rediscovered as well on my Xbox was like Puzzle Quest. I found like wait, I bought this 15 years ago and like barely played it. Like Challenge of the Warlords or whatever, like the first big one on that platform. And it's almost too mindless sometimes with like the match 3 business, but I do like that it has a structure around it. So I definitely spent a whole day playing that at one point. And I could probably continue, like go back to that, but the story and like the business around it is so silly. Like it's just it is the most like get me 5 spider talons or whatever and then come back and you're like, all right, and then you kill a giant wasp or something. Bring it back to the guy and then he sends you out to forge a hammer or something. Like it's very like generic fantasy objectives. I have not really gotten pulled into any of like the fiction. It is purely if you want some match 3 business, which sometimes I do. So
is this is this why you were saying puzzle games or whatever? Because I was thinking completely different puzzle games.
What puzzle games were you thinking about?
Like the more new age ones, I guess, like 3D, like walking around an environment, sort of like Witness type things or wherever, where you're
okay.
Environmental puzzle games, I guess.
Those aren't not puzzle games, but I have found this weird like no, that's not what I mean when I like Google stuff. It'll just be like, what are like some of the best puzzle games? And right next to each other, it'll be like Tetris, the Talos Principle. And like, these are not the same at all. Like, I want more so this one than this one.
You need like subgenres, yeah. I don't know what you would call like them either. Environmental puzzle games is what I would say. But
Steam doesn't have a genre distinction for puzzle either.
No,
it's just like casual. And it's like, well, sure, I guess, but I don't know. Like I want to play these like well or whatever, but yeah. The one that doesn't quite fit, but it works in the same way for me I've been playing so much Plants vs Zombies. Like first one.
Yeah. I mean that's a great game. There's a reason why it got so big. Yeah.
I kind of forgot I had it. Like it was like I bought the 360 version and it's like backwards compatible with my Xbox S, I guess, like the newish one. So I was able to load that up, and I've been like, I just got one of the last 2 achievements I never had, which was the like chompers, walnuts, and sunflowers only for a level, which was like kind of tricky, but I was able to do that. The last one is survival mode level 40, which is gnarly. Like I don't know how I'm gonna ever do that, dude. Like, I made it to 24 was my best ever, and then yesterday I thought I was cooking, and then I apparently died at level 22. I was like, wow, man. This is like just past half, and I'm not anywhere near my goal, so I don't quite want to just look up strats or whatever. I want to try to figure it out with the mechanics. Like, maybe there's something I'm not doing with garlic or something. that would help path things in a better way.
Yeah.
But it's been a neat like problem to solve. I saw your online house actually on there. You're the only friend I have on Xbox that has played that game.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't in a long time, but that's cool. I'm glad that my house is still up and not overrun by zombies. Probably have to mow the yard, though, a little bit.
You had some sort of bronze trophy or something I don't have on the lawn. I was like, oh, dude.
Oh, really? What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's a big one that I keep playing. I was actually just playing prior to this. I was in the middle of a level, and I was like, I gotta finish this though. I got so many mushrooms making sun right now. Gotta build up my battle lines, and that's probably the only like tower defense I got into. Like,
sure.
I can't think of any others. I guess if that is scratching the itch though, are there other great tower defense games?
The one everybody talks about that I never got into is Bloons. Do you know Bloons?
Oh, that's a tower defense game?
Bloons TD6 specifically on Steam, and I've seen a bunch of people play that for thousands of hours. Yeah, apparently
I saw somebody on Reddit was saying that was one of their favorite games ever, and I thought he was talking about like I thought there was a game called Bloons on the DS that you're just like popping bubble wrap or something. I literally didn't think it was a game.
Yeah, yeah. But this is Bloons TD6 specifically is the one.
That's like 1.6 like Counter-Strike? That's the one.
I guess so. It is. Wow, it's $15 Canadian. I didn't realize it was like kind of pricey for a tower defense, but
well, the Steam sale just ended, so this is too bad. I probably could have gotten some savings.
Like $1 or something. It was probably $1. Yeah, just a week ago.
That's something I was scraping through the Steam sale for. Like, I've gotten to a point where I own a lot of the stuff somewhere via like Epic or like it's on Game Pass, so I don't really want to buy it if I don't have to, kind of stuff. But like I stumbled on like a deal, and then I got kind of this bug to be like, whoa, there's deals this good, I gotta find some more. And I was on Steam for like hours trying to find anything that was like of this tier. It was like Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat 11 like packaged together for $6 each or something. It was like $12. And
wow.
I was like,
okay.
These used to be full price video games. Like you could probably go to an EB Games and blow $100 on these right now if you're silly. So this is awesome. Like what a savings.
You were chasing a deal. That's really funny.
So then I was like, all right, what else did I pass over in years past? And it was like Rayman Legends was packaged up with Origins, which I played the Vita port and didn't love it, but maybe it wasn't a great port. You know, like I don't want to write it off. So I got those, and they threw in a Rayman Raving Rabbids or something for $14 for 3 games. So I was like, all right, that's pretty good. Let's go for the hat trick. What else we got? I couldn't find anything.
Oh,
I was like searching far and wide. I think eventually I settled on like, all right, I already kind of have this game, but I don't have the director's cut. I'm going to get Deus Ex, like Human Revolution, like the good version for like $3. So, yeah. I could have bundled it up with like Mankind Divided and everything, but it's like, I don't even know if I like this game, so I don't want 2. So we'll just wait on that.
Sure.
But yeah, that's all I could muster for the third one. There's ones where it's like, I already own the Division 2, but like, should I own the Division 1? Or is it dead?
No,
like, why would you play it?
Even the Division
survival
2 is
mode?
Dead. Yeah,
you know?
it's all dead.
Okay. All right. Because when I was way into State of Decay, I was like, what else is even like this? And it was like, oh, there's this survival DLC for Division 1 that's really dope. And I was like, oh, great. But that was years ago. Like, I don't know. So if it's dead, then okay, that's too bad.
Man, State of Decay is so good. I should go revisit
I think it's pretty good. The only reason I stopped playing State of Decay 2 is I ran into an insane bug that like killed everything I'd built. Like it was broken stuff. Like there was a Juggernaut or whatever that was not able to be killed. Like it was a true bug I read about online after I'd lost everybody except 2 people. And I was just like, cool. I don't know what the hell is happening. I got to get out of here. And it's just like, oh yeah, that's a glitch. You got to quit and restart. And it's like, I wish I knew that before I lost everything.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't do it after that point because it felt unfair. But
what
whatever.
a bummer. Yeah.
It was too bad, but because I'd already rolled over like several maps, like I'd kept the same group through like 3 different maps or something, and I was having a great time. But that's just how it went. But that was back when I was able to deal with stressful games. Now it's like no.
Now you can't at all.
Vibe, bro. Like depends. Like, is Mario Odyssey stressful? Like I don't know. I played a
Arguably,
bunch
probably
of
a couple levels, but like
Sure.
overall no.
Yeah, I kind of replayed that, got like 600 moons or whatever. I was having a fun time. I think I'm at a point now, though, where it's like there's just a bunch of weird little achievements and stuff that are remaining moons or like really challenging moons. So I might be done.
Yeah.
The one I was
Makes
so
sense.
close to was you have to fight all those stupid rabbits again in like one gauntlet. Like you get 3 hearts or whatever, and you have to fight all of them.
Yep.
And I got to the final form or whatever and had it down 2 pips or whatever, but then I died. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have a great run again. I don't know. What are those things called again?
I don't. Not rabbits. They're God, I can't remember their name. All I think about is the hat one, the one with the hats. The first one, I think.
Yeah, he's got the spiky hats. I forget what they're called. I was just fighting them.
The Brutals.
The Brutals.
Yeah.
I don't know that I like the Brutals.
I
Their
don't
designs and everything don't really fit the Mario world to me. They look so weird.
There's Topper, Rango, Spiewert, Harriet, and Madame Baroud.
Is Madame Baroud part of this whole thing at the end of it? Like, once you beat the robot, does she appear and you have to fight her too?
I
wouldn't put it past them.
I don't remember.
Because you can't fight her on the moon, and I did, but I'm so ready for them to throw that in there as an extra little blah. So, yeah.
I really
game,
loved that game. Yeah.
I think now in hindsight of the like Nintendo big dogs from that year, that one's the one I like more so. Like Breath of the Wild isn't my cup of tea. Odyssey was all the way my thing. So yeah, I like that game. Even the Luncheon Kingdom, I've decided.
I was going to say the Luncheon Kingdom's great. What do you mean, even the Luncheon Kingdom?
I did not enjoy the flicking mechanic in the Luncheon Kingdom when I first played it. I think the difference this time around, though, is I'm pretty sure last time I played it with the Joy-Cons, and this time I played it with the Pro Controller. And I just had a better time overall in every facet. The other thing, though, that was nagging at me is, like, what on earth is boiling here in the Luncheon Kingdom? Because it's just this, like, purple... It's like someone's just boiling NyQuil or something, and it's weird. It's like, this is not registered to me as food. This should be, like, a curry or something that I'm swimming in or avoiding. But maybe it's, like, borscht, you know? It's, like, beets.
Something...
They're boiling beets down there.
Or, like, plums or something. Like a plum
Red
sauce.
cabbage. Yeah, it's some sort of... pastry thing. It's like a dessert. Yeah. It's not what, you know. That was the only like, design issue I had with the Luncheon Kingdom. I was like, what is going on? Like, what is all this? This goo? Because they don't want it to just be lava, or if you make it red, then it's like blood or something. It's too weird. So I don't know. That's the qualm I guess I have. But yeah, Mario Odyssey, Puzzle Quest, Wario's Woods, you know, classics.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Odyssey's definitely a classic.
I think it's old enough now, right? 6 years? Getting
I think so. It's teetering on it. It'll be a classic when the Switch is dead.
Once you go back to the castle and everything, Peach's castle, and you're like, oh man, it's never looked better. Yoshi's up here. What?
What's the worst Mario game? Like mainline Mario, not like Mario Tennis or something.
I used to question Jeff Gerstmann's judgment on this, but it's Sunshine. It's the worst one. It's
Sunshine.
It's bad. Yeah. It's not like, it's just the camera controls. Like, I don't even have issue with the backpack and the design and whatever. It's just I tried going back to it with 3D All Stars. Like, I was riding the high of just finishing like 120 stars in Mario 64. I was like, all right, on to the next one.
Okay.
And I was like, oh man, this game wants me to like roll this watermelon down to the watermelon contest.
The things
and
that it
these,
asks
like,
you
duck
to do.
monsters.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is terrible. Like this, I never want to do this again.
I'm a chuckster. Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. There's little tasks in that game that are so bad that it drags
They're
it all
memorable.
down. Like there's some great business inside of it. But there are some, like, wow, you should have playtested this out of this game. Like, the physics on this watermelon are not up to what you want me to do.
That watermelon one's really fucking bad. Yeah. And it's like the second area that you go to. It's really
not
early.
deep in the game. It was like I just hit my head hard on that. I was like, if this is the kind of crap they're gonna make me want to do, I gotta get out of here. I'm not on the vibe train, which is too bad because it has like delightful music and bright colors and everything. Koji Kondo is killing it. It should be delightful, but it's rage-inducing. So it's a terrible combination. That's the first one that comes to mind. I don't know if like the side-scrolling ones. Like I was playing a bunch of Mario Maker 2 also, which kind of led into the Odyssey stuff. I kind of just got the Mario bug and I wanted to play something. I get a little bummed out when it's the new Super Mario Brothers tile set. I don't love it, you know? Like I haven't crossed that median into like, you know, Super Mario Bros. U or whatever. I haven't gone back and played it. I have no interest in the deluxe version for Switch unless it's like $10. Like it's just like this is not a great game.
Yeah.
So that one just I don't know if it's the wall jumping or the reliance on like getting secret coins and stuff or I don't know. Something about it. It was something I was worried about with Wonder until it became apparent like Mario is not drawn that way. Like he's kind of more Super Mario World type, like a personality and character to how he's drawn in that game. So I'm hopeful that he's got a little more pep. Because stone-faced, like dead-eyed 3D Mario from like the new games, it's just like Mario had his soul ripped out. Like I don't know what happened. Like he's just kind of staring to the right all the time. Has no personality. Like Charles Martinet's voice is doing a lot of work, but something about him, he's too neutral and like zoned out. I don't like it. So that would be my 2D candidate, I guess.
Mario Mario has so much attitude in his face.
Yeah,
I love it.
I want that.
Yeah.
So, because initially I was like, oh man, it's a new game. But then I was like, oh no, it looks like it's getting nuts. That's good. So hopeful, you know. What about you? What do you think's the worst one?
Oh, New Super Mario Brothers. I hate them. I hate those games.
The DS one, or just all that it begets?
Basically all of them, except the only one that's 2D that I've liked semi-recently, as in the last, like, 2 decades, I guess, or whatever you want to say, is 3D Land.
Sure, yeah. 3D Land, and that's the 2D one, yeah, I guess so. Pseudo. That was pretty good, yeah.
That's the only one that, like, I think of when I think 2D Mario's in the last while that I would... Like, yeah,
I was gonna
that
say,
was fine.
I at least had some manner of chaotic fun with the Wii New Super Mario Bros. Co-op because it was so messed up. Like, you're just bumping into each other and falling off stuff all the time. Like, we were just laughing at how busted
Yeah, we found it funny, but it wasn't because it was, like, a good experience. It was a wacky chaos experience, which was
chaos, yeah. It's just, I guess that just gets a boost from, like, friends on the couch experience chaos.
Totally.
Like,
just
that's what it is.
Playing a game together, yeah.
And I like that at a red case. That was kind of cool. But
sure, the red case is good. I'll give you that. So I'm excited for Wonder because it looks like it might be kind of what I like, just a new 2D Mario thing that doesn't suck balls, hopefully.
And with all the Mario Maker stuff I've been playing, like I was kind of like, yeah, they need to get wild with the rule set because it can't just be something some kid could make. You know,
totally.
Like I might have played something nuttier on that unless they go weird with it. So I'm hopeful that that's what they're doing.
So I was playing a ROM hack recently. It's Super Mario Bros. 1, but with Celeste dash mechanics or whatever, and wall jumping.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That might, I don't know if that's like too stressful in like your I don't want to play stressful games thing, but I would definitely recommend checking that out. That thing was fantastic. That was very good.
What's that called?
It's called Celeste Mario's Zap and Dash.
There you go. It's a fun zippy name.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty fun. It has like Metroid references in some of the level design. It has the Metroid scanner to scan like a stage to see if there's a secret block or whatever, and stuff like that.
Man, that Week Wonder comes out is a little too crazy though.
It's
like,
gross. Yeah.
Like, I don't have a PS5, so I don't have to worry about the Spider-Man clash. But like, I do love Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready for that so hard. So it's just like all right.
Alan Wake 2 is like 2 days before, I think, though, right? That's plenty of time, theoretically, to finish. 3 days
to finish Wonder and just throw it away.
No, to finish Alan Wake, probably. Because I don't think Alan Wake will be a 10-hour game.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's hard to say. Control was a while. That took a while to finish, I felt. I don't know. When I
think it took me a week.
But I guess...
But I played it a lot.
That was with some, like, both DLC chapters added in and stuff, so maybe it was kind of rounding it out a little bit. But, yeah, that one I'm excited about. And I also kind of want it to succeed, because I like that whole branch of fiction they're making there, so yeah. I don't know. Just 2 big games in 1 week for me, and then 3 for the world, so they're probably going to play that Spider-Man, you know.
I'm definitely playing that Spider-Man, yeah.
I don't know if I've ever talked about, like, did I talk about Sunset Overdrive ever on here? Like
on here, no. Maybe on TDP, because it would have been that era, right?
Well, when I was on, yeah, but I played it like this year.
Oh, okay, no.
Yeah, I'd never played it when it came out in like 2014 or whatever it was. And I don't know, like that game, I liked the gameplay flow of it, like traversing so much that it actually finally had me kind of looking at Spider-Man. Because I imagine that's where they evolved those concepts, like Insomniac.
Sure, yeah.
I don't have any like inherent interest anymore, like left in me for the Spider-Man character. There's like too much of that. I don't know what I did. I overdosed or something.
Okay.
The Spider-Verse like overdosed me. I couldn't deal with it. I only saw the first one. But if it plays like Sunset does, traversal-wise, I might be up for some of that action. I don't know. Like, does it play like that? Can you swing and slide and like keep it going in a similar way?
Yeah, it's not really sliding, but like there is swinging, then you using the momentum of like landing on a thing and pushing off really hard to like continue the like.
Do you have like a crazy umbrella or something that you're doing hanging from stuff? And
no, but I think
toilet paper.
I think in Miles Morales they added like a glide sort of thing.
Okay. Is there collectibles all over that city? Because that was really the extra thing I enjoyed. Was like I'm on the way to like do an objective, but then I'm like getting toilet paper and graffiti and whatever nonsense on my way.
There's some collectible stuff, and those usually are like items, and then you read the thing and it adds a little bit to that world, that lore or whatever of the game you're playing. But most of the things are like
isn't there like
extra
Peter's
activities.
Backpack or something?
Yes,
there's like
exactly.
backpacks everywhere.
Yeah,
okay.
That's exactly it. They're mostly like mini games and stuff like that.
Okay. I don't know. I'm still like, because that's like a big. There's a handful of kind of AAA games of recent-ish years that just aren't going below a price threshold. Like everybody's doing the Nintendo business. I was like, no, Cyberpunk is $40, like or more all the time, even though it was critically lambasted and everything. $40. And it's like I don't know that I'll like it. Like I might not like it. So I gotta want to invest as little money as possible into this potential immediate bounce off. So that one's just been haunting my wish list for like, nope, not yet. That's not it. And then Spider-Man was like $53, which is a deal, but is it? It's like 4 years ago.
Yeah. No, it came out like a year ago on PC or something.
On PC.
It's quite recent. Yeah. Paying that much on like PS4 or 5 or whatever is a little much to ask, because that has been out for a while now.
It's just when you're getting Mortal Kombat for $6, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, you think you're 5 times better than Mortal Kombat? Like, I don't know.
They probably
CD
are.
Projekt.
Well, CD Projekt one might be debatable.
Yeah.
I really like
politics
Cyberpunk.
Sneaking in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I can't wait for that update.
I almost wonder if like the one that is at like bargain basement prices is Witcher 3, which people love, but I didn't like Witcher 2. But maybe I'll like 3, but I don't have high hopes.
I don't think you'll like 3 then.
Okay. Is Geralt in it?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that
figure.
dude. Oh,
Go
man.
figure. He's in that again.
Can I like paste in Liam Hemsworth or something and just have a different time?
I don't think so.
Man. No, I'm just bugging you. I guess he's in Soul Calibur 6, right, Geralt? So maybe I could play that, see if I like him.
He is.
And then...
Yeah. That's probably the best way to know if you like a game, is to play their fighting...
Play on the fighting, like see if he says like lewd
game.
stuff to Ivy or something, or if he's a gentleman. You know, what's he gonna do?
Yeah. Right,
So...
exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess that's touched on all my list right there. That's all I have. I'm sorry. I haven't been doing much else other than recovering from surgery and drinking stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were drinking some like fluid cleaning stuff or something?
Oh man, it's like Colite or something. It's typically for colonoscopy patients. It just flushes you right out. It's like draining your guts.
That sounds like it hurts.
It's just exhausting, and it tastes terrible. It's like they tried to make it taste good, like they sweetened it with like pineapple or something. Like it has some sort of fruity thing, but you're just like, no, this is terrible. I just have to drink more of this weird nectar. Yeah, it's a big 4-liter jug they gave me. Not all at once, but man,
that sounds really gross.
Yeah, if you don't want to be on dialysis, or just try to stay away from doing that, if you can. So go visit your local doctor if it won't bankrupt you, I guess.
Your local doctor.
Get some blood tests.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, just Plants vs Zombies survival mode. That's what's in my future. And I guess for the podcast I'm listening to like 7 years of Giant Bombcasts that I never listened to. Like kind of the bridge between when I stopped listening and when Jeff Gerstmann resumed doing stuff on his own. I'm just like, what happened in there? I kind of spaced out. So
was this like after the Game of the Year fiasco? That's when I like really stopped. Is they had like Abby and the Game of the Year, and I was just like, nah, fuck this. I can't listen to this dumb bullshit anymore.
That was the year I got pretty annoyed. Yeah, that's true. I was trying to play Metroid Prime and just have a good time and listen, and that was like not helping the good vibes at all because people were fighting about Nier, which I liked. But no. There was a period in there where I pretty much flipped to the Beastcast was my weekly for like 2 years or something.
But so it has that guy on it.
I know, but he wasn't as bad as he is now, so I guess becoming a dad changes some people. Yeah. What?
Isn't that site dead, or are they still around?
Oh, since I think they still exist. Like I keep getting poll questions on YouTube and stuff.
Holy shit, they do still exist. Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
But Gertzman's got his own Patreon and stuff. I've been over there listening to.
But I mean, all of the original people are gone now, so who cares?
Yep. Jeff Baclar fans, I guess. 404ing it people.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Young kids, young people, maybe. I'm not sure.
Our time's been sunsetted for a while, I think. So.
Yeah.
To be honest,
2016 now.
To be honest, I feel like my time sunsetted with Davis dying 10 years ago. I stopped caring pretty hard around then.
Yeah, it definitely took the wind out for quite a while there. But Gerstmann on his own's okay. I do like that show. It's just him though on the mic for like 3 hours. But it's a great background gaming thing. So yeah. And plus, like, it's the most current with any recent business that I've been in a while. Like, just like, Starfield and, like, the FTC thing with Microsoft and whatever. Like, I actually know about this stuff. So it's like, what's going on? What? Activision? Who? Like, I at least am somewhat up to date. But only on stuff he cares about. So, very narrow view. But yeah.
That's why I stopped listening to him, too. Because, He was a
Well,
little
how do
too
you?
narrow.
Oh, I guess you keep current by doing a show.
Well,
So
by Sean telling us on the show, yeah, I don't care either about that stuff. I just want to play games, man. I don't care about FTC stuff. I just want to play games.
do you think I'd love the Surge 2?
Did you like the Surge 1?
I didn't play the Surge 1.
Okay, why
I ordered
2?
Lords of the Fallen. Because it's newer. It's got to be better, right? That's how video games work. You iterate. You make it sharper.
How does the idea of playing a Dark Souls game as like a cyborg type thing feel, where you change parts of your body out with the like?
It sounds
parts?
okay. That was one I was really
Yeah.
eyeballing during this sale. I was really looking at it. I was thinking about it.
Do you have
but-
Game Pass? I think it's on Game Pass.
Game Pass, we don't have it active right now just because I don't know. There wasn't enough stuff. I think it was like I was actively playing stuff on other platforms. It just seemed like a waste of money.
Yeah, I do that.
I have
too.
enough points on the app to re-up for a month of PC Game Pass. If I want to play some Redfall or something, which I still kind of do. I can't explain it.
I mean, why don't
need to
you
know.
try it out? Yeah,
Well, I'm playing Plants vs. Zombies, man. I gotta get that level 40 survival.
Yeah.
Once I get all the achievements in that and
Then you're
beat
good.
Wario's Woods, then
Yeah.
maybe we'll.
Then you're
we'll
free.
be- Yeah.
gonna play Elden Ring never?
I have installed it, but that doesn't mean anything. I did that
Yeah.
months ago. I was like,
Yeah,
time
okay.
for some Elden Ring, and then I played Metal Gear Solid 5.
Fuck yeah,
or something. So,
classic.
yeah. Anyway, that's what I got. It's Nathan update for the pixel response. The Stand is pretty good, I guess. If you like big books about everybody dying, it's got that happening.
I've been looking for another book to read right now, but
Under
really-
the Dome's pretty good.
no, I kind of want to try an author I've never read anything from before.
Oh.
Like I want to try something completely new. A bunch of books have been
Michael-
recommended
Michael
on like
McDowell's
TikTok.
pretty good.
Which one?
The Elementals. Michael McDowell, he's a pretty great author from the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, the Elementals would probably be the one I'd recommend the most. But sorry, you said TikTok has a lot of hot recommendations.
Yeah, I've been getting
on
a
the
lot.
docket.
I get a lot of horror stuff in my algorithm there, so I get a lot of horror books recommended. I can't remember any of them, but I mean, I could just check the app again and see.
Yeah, I guess is it people in videos saying stuff to you?
Yeah, people just being like, here are like my top 5 whatever for July or something, like horror books that have come out
Okay.
or stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, TikTok is what you make of it, right? What you like, let the algorithm know that you like, and then it reads you in a scary way, and then it knows what you like.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into the like I've seen TikToks on big screens at movie theaters and been annoyed because they advertise there. It's just like, look at this dog. And it's like, okay.
And the things that get popular are just like a girl in like a really weird crop top, just like doing some dumb shit. It's like, ugh.
Man, actually, like so much like a really high percentage of Reddit content now is just ripped from TikTok though. So I'm still
Yeah.
seeing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
No, TikTok's
alright.
basically feeding the internet for content. Or has been, I guess, like
days.
YouTube and stuff does it now too. The shorts or whatever.
I know you talk about it every week, but what's been your gaming stuff of recent days?
The big
Like, what's
big
the
one
hotness?
is that Celeste Mario. Like, I really
yeah,
think that
right.
thing is special. That's very, very good.
Is it just remaking all of the levels from the first Mario, or is there
No,
more stuff?
they're completely
Okay.
original levels. They're not remaking like Celeste levels either.
oh, it's
they're
just that tile set, kind of.
Yeah, well, it's based on the ROM. It's a ROM hack, right? So
Oh, yeah.
it's utilizing whatever it can from like the original Mario. But like the levels are built so that they play like a harder Mario game with Celeste jumping and stuff like that, more than like a Celeste game with Mario skin.
Oh,
or something.
Celeste was the tower fall guy, right? Isn't it?
So yeah, they're trans, so I don't think it's a guy anymore. I think.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I knew that about
I
the
think.
character Celeste, I think, but not the whole.
No, I think so. Who you're talking about was Matt Thorson, I think was his name, but they go by Matty now. And I believe,
okay.
I don't know, like, anything.
Yeah, this is based on when
past that.
Towerfall came out, like 10 years ago. So, okay.
But yes, it's the same person who made it. Not this hack, I should say, but who made
no, sorry.
Celeste.
Yeah, just the physics. Yeah.
Yeah. Other Final Fantasy 16 is really good. That thing is really fun.
Well, yeah, it's like a Devil May Cry action game. Is that a fair comparison?
Yeah, it is. It's very Devil May Cry.
Are you switching weapons mid-combo and stuff? Like, it's got all that?
No, what you're doing is you're kind of invoking different powers from the different summons that you've, like, their elements or whatever. So,
I guess Brittany and I were a little miffed that, like, yo, where's Remake 2? That's what I want you guys to be working on. Like, what's the 16?
Oh, that's January or whatever.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's coming soon.
Oh my gosh. That's
soon.
That's a weird month to release in, but okay.
Yeah, I think they were trying to make this year and they couldn't. Is what my assumption is.
All right.
And apparently that thing's going to be 2 discs, like 2 physical medias.
PS5 discs.
So what is that, like a terabyte worth of hard drive space or something? Like, that's going to be probably beefy to download.
Yeah, man. I don't even know how we're going to go about playing that, because it probably won't launch on PC, and we played the last one on PS4. So
yeah.
Oh
no,
well.
So that was kind of the thing, is that in the time that we've talked, I bought a PS5 because it is unfortunately the year that I need to. I really like Spider-Man, so Spider-Man 2 is coming out, PS5 only. I really wanted 16. 7 is one of my favorite games, 7 Remake. Like, it was just time I had to buy one. And it kind of sucks.
I guess so. The machine does, or just that
having to
boxed
buy
you
one
in like that? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Like, it's a weird era, because, like, Sony is releasing some of their stuff on PC at all, which is kind of amazing. But it's, like, years later. So... Yeah. And some of those ports have been wonky, right? Like, I saw people were really mad at The Last of Us having just bizarre glitches and whatnot.
Yeah, apparently it wasn't very good. And it was done by Iron Galaxy, I guess, or something, which I found hilarious.
Yeah, which, I mean, I know they have, like, ties to Giant Bomb people, so they're friendly with them and everything, but also the Arkham Knight fiasco. So it's not unprecedented.
No, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like,
Final Fantasy 16, if you ever get, like, a PS5 or when it comes out on PC, is probably worth looking at.
Is it strictly a medieval setting and old-fashioned business? Like,
yeah, but it's more Asura's Wrath than you would expect. There's a lot of dumb, bombastic shit going on all the time, and yelling and fireballs and shit.
Is there Phoenix Down? Are there chocobos?
Yeah. Yep.
Have you met a Moogle anywhere?
Yep. Yeah.
All right, good. Kakatar. I have a cup with a Kakatar on it.
Not yet, but I am only like 15 hours in, and I think it's like a 40-hour game or something. I'm pretty early.
I'm just trying to think, how would you fight a Kakatar in real time? You know, like there'd just be like a circle of needles flying around it or something. Or
yeah, don't you do that in what's that? What's that one with Zack? The Before Crisis or something. What the fuck was that called? Do you remember? Crisis Core.
Crisis Core.
Yeah,
Brittany's played Crisis Core, but I've never looked at it. Like,
yeah,
I guess
it's just like an
sense.
AOE that they like do in like a circle around them of stuff.
Tom Berry or whatever. There's a little guy with a knife coming. He's gonna get you.
Yeah, and then they teleport next to you or something. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. No, I don't doubt it's good. It's just I can't play it, so I gotta go back to Forspoken. That's the Square game I can play.
Hell yeah. I think they updated that recently because it's been getting some talk about running better.
I've kept it installed, and I wasn't like hating it, but it's just like, why would I spend time on this like when I haven't played XXX? You know,
like over all the other shit you could play. Yeah.
It's hard to justify, but it's a lot of hard drive space, so I should either do that or get it off of there. I guess.
Did you do Diablo 4 at all?
No, I haven't done that. I know it exists. I know it's sitting there. What season are we on? No.
It hasn't
early.
started. Season 1 starts in 4 days, so it would be an okay
okay.
time to start then. Even
I guess so. But I don't. Yeah, I just haven't. I haven't felt the like. I've just been going back in time to like favorites. I guess that's what I've been doing. And I do feel sort of guilty about it sometimes, just not being up on stuff. But
why?
I don't know. Well, because what am I gonna do at the end of the year? It's just like, hey, big game of the year, Wario's for the Super Nintendo. You know. Like what? Yeah, I didn't play Hi-Fi Rush. I'm sure it's fun. Looks okay.
Hi-Fi Rush is good.
I guess
That's on Game Pass. That's a perfect Game Pass game.
Yeah, but even if I sign up for Game Pass again, the one I'm like thinking about playing is Gears 5. Like that's what I want to play.
Oh,
so
we should co-op that. I haven't played it either.
Okay, I liked 4 a heck of a lot. So
I did too.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
something to
okay,
consider.
that tentative plan to consider. But yeah, that's the Pixel Response Show. That's what we're called again, right? We're not burning anything.
Yeah. No.
Any barrels.
We do have a
burning
question,
barrels in
though.
Plants vs Zombies, but oh my gosh, really?
We
Wow.
do. It was sent
Okay.
a couple months ago to the Berserk email because I remembered in Berserk I was like, yeah, I don't know, send Pixel Response questions, I guess, too, if we ever do one of those. So
okay.
I have kept one in the hopper from
Great.
from Trevor, and he writes, "Woohoo, new podcast. So what's up, Pixel Response crew? Cool emoji with sunglasses. How's it going?
Did he just write that, or there was a cool emoji?
No, there's a cool emoji with sunglasses.
Oh, okay.
How's it going? I have a few questions for y'all. Simple one to start off. Nathan, did you see Skinamarink at all? Was it even on your radar? I know Paul said he wasn't too hot on it, which is understandable. I think it's a cool movie it's cool that movies exists and go to like a general movie theater release. What the fuck? I just think it's cool that movie exists and got a general movie theater release. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Man, it's a bit okay. So we had over at OK Video, like the movie show I run. We had an episode where it came up, like Skinamarink came up in conversation, and that is our lost episode. The audio was screwed up. We had to redo it, and it did not come up in the new conversation. So my friend Ryan told me about it, but now that's lost to history.
Okay.
So I heard about it then. So yes, it's on my radar, but no, I haven't seen it. So I don't. Is it kind of divisive? Like some people on the horror subreddit hated it. Some people thought it was great. I don't know. So
yeah, I think it's boring trash.
Boring trash. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like
but
you can tell what it's trying to do, where it's like very slowly creating like a just tense ambience around you that like never lets go or whatever. The problem is that I watched it and I didn't give a fuck, so I was just waiting through this thing to finish. Like I wasn't tense at all.
Okay. Well, I know about it, and I guess we'll see if I watch it sometime. I don't know. I was watching old 70s horror stuff. Like I watched The Omen again.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I find that movie sort of funny in that it's like, well, how you can't succeed in this premise. Like you're not going to defeat this. So it's just kind of pointless. Like there's a certain aura of futility to it all. Of just like, oh my gosh, it is the Antichrist. I got to kill him. And it's like, well, you're not going to be able to do that. It's a prophecy, you know. But there was some fun like proto Final Destination business with the glass and everything.
Did you ever see the remake that they did in like the 2000s?
Yeah. I worked at a video store around that time, and I was just inherently delighted that someone was like, dude, we need to make an Omen remake. Why? It's June 6, 2006. We have to do it.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's okay. I don't remember. It's a remake, right? Like someone says, I did it for you, Damien, and like jumps off, and like all the same stuff happens.
Yeah.
But Liev Schreiber's there.
Yeah, Liev Schreiber and Julia Stiles, because she was in a bunch of stuff for some reason around that time, even though I never thought she was a particularly good actress.
it's been about 16 years since I've seen the remake. I think I might be on the wagon though for 2 and 3. Like seeing Sam Neill in the 80s be like adult Damien becoming the president or whatever the hell happens in that series. So yeah. We'll see. But okay, Skinamarink, I'm aware. What's the other question?
Okay. Continue on that point of his. Do you think it's possible for analog horror to succeed in traditional films, or is it destined to really only work in shorter YouTube video-sized series? Would an analog horror TV show even happen or work? Ever happen or work? Yeah, so Skinamarink is literally just like a dude with a camera filming parts around his house with the lights like getting dimmer and the windows quote-unquote disappearing or whatever.
Oh, okay. Huh. I mean, was it a success in some way? Like, people are talking about it, so perhaps.
Also, I think the guy that made that movie lives in Edmonton.
Really?
Yeah.
That's our sister city to the north, I guess. Yeah. Also, our feud in the Battle of Alberta.
Yeah, exactly. Analog horror is low-fidelity graphics, cryptic messages, visual styles reminiscent of late 20th century television or analog.
I mean, in my brain, this just sounds kind of like a Paranormal Activity or something, or like Blair Witch, you know? Like, it's saying like that as like a big screen experience, is that viable?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a little weird because
Activity
maybe it would feel more
now.
Intimate. Yeah. Instead of 16 years ago. What do you think? I'm not as keyed into current horror business.
I kind of don't think it would, and that's not even because like of anything to do with like the big screen or whatever. I think it's destined to become smaller little things because that's how a lot of people just take media in now. They get the digital version, they watch it on YouTube Shorts, or they watch it split up on TikTok or whatever. So I think it's a generational gap.
Yeah, the only feather I'd give to theater stuff isn't even like the technology or the big screen or anything. It's just the audience tension. Like, can add a lot to like even kind of not a great movie. If like someone in that room is freaking out, it kind of adds to everything for everybody.
Yeah,
so, like
sure.
What was that movie? Like it became Wreck, but it was that zombie movie. Like it was a Spanish zombie movie from like 2006 or something. Like, that was probably the thickest atmosphere I've ever experienced in a movie theater. It was part of, like, Calgary Underground Film Festival or something. Okay. Quarantine, I think, actually is what it was remade as here, so I am talking about
I was going to say,
Wreck.
Wreck is the Spanish one, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Like, that's kind of a lo-fi movie in some bits, but there's, like, a bit where someone's just in a hallway and then suddenly, like, moves, and the theater jumped. Like, they were so tense, and it was like, that was great. Because, like, I don't know if this is great. Like, I haven't seen it since. But that experience of watching it in that way was great. Or there's, like, a really dopey scare in Annabelle, like the first one. With, like, this elevator opening, like, I think 37 times or something before something happens. It's, like, 5 times. But it was, like, 3 times more than the audience was prepared to handle or something. So everybody was just, like, so ready to pop. And it just kept not happening. It was really funny. So, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you can still cajole people to watch something together, it still, like, benefits it. But it might end up being something like a specialty thing that you got to seek out. Like, it's like, oh, I got to go to the weird theater downtown on, like, a special night where they're doing a thing or something, you know?
Sure. So you're thinking, like, a weird, like, group think sort of thing. Like,
or like midnight movie style or something, instead of like it's going to open in 2,600 theaters or whatever. Like maybe that won't be viable, but I don't know. Like Blumhouse is still in a position where they're releasing pretty big stuff, so I don't know. Insidious 5 or whatever it is, just beat Indiana Jones. So
Insidious is the big thing that Blumhouse is releasing. Everything else is the trash that they're funding from Insidious money.
or like the Conjuring spin-offs and whatever was going on there for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. What was it? There was like Conjuring 3, right? They were in a courthouse. Like there was like the devil.
There's so many. I haven't seen like any of the Insidiouses except the first 2, I think.
Yeah, I saw the first 2, and then I think there's a prequel, and then there's like...
I didn't see the prequel. The prequel was about the old lady that I can't remember the name of.
That's right.
Which makes sense, I guess.
Sure. I don't hate those, but I kind of view them as like they're this century's Poltergeist movies or something. Like they're like the Poltergeist sequels, you know? I don't know if they've ever hit the threshold of the first one.
Yeah.
But it's like Poltergeist 2 tier business.
Also, there was the VHS movies. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I actually like the first 2 VHS movies. I haven't kept up with them. Like it's an anthology, so there's like, you know, ones that are better than others or whatever, but there's still ones I remember liking. Like I think Ty West did one before he's gotten way bigger with X and everything, which I haven't seen. Like I've heard those are good too.
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese's favorite horror movies. Better than Marvel.
Really?
Said, no, I think so. Like, because they allude to John Ford, like, framing and stuff or something. I don't know. This is the banter. But, okay. Yes, analog will always have a place somewhere. I don't know.
What about an analog horror TV show? That's probably too much. Honestly.
Well, do you think weekly... something like I kind of feel like something like a VHS should be a show, you know? Like there should just be an online streaming show that's just a new weird ass tape every week or something, you know?
Isn't that what Black Mirror kind of is? Black Mirror is less horror, more sci-fi, but
yeah. But
I don't know. I think it would have
a
following. Yeah.
Sure. Like I think it was I was watching a bunch of special features for Jason Takes Manhattan.
Hell yeah.
Because they provided them on my Blu-ray. I was like, what is happening? There's like 2 commentaries. There's like 5 features. What are we doing? There's so much stuff for this mediocre movie.
They have to give you some reason to buy it.
I guess so. But it was just kind of like putting back on my like radar or whatever. That's like, oh yeah, there was like Freddy's Nightmares. And, like, there was a Jason, like, a Friday the 13th, like, anthology show in the 80s. And, like, you know, Tales from the Dark Side and whatever. Like, there was, like, big ones, amazing stories. There were so many anthology shows for a while there. And I kind of just like the format. So, if, like, a 21st century version of that would just be, like, a VHS series. Because you got to sit down for, like, 5 stories every time there's, like, a movie. And, like, maybe 2 of them are kind of lame. Like, if it was just like, well, whatever, that wasn't a great episode, but it was only 20 minutes. You know, it's like that Creep Show on Shudder had some ups and some downs.
Sure.
I don't know. Like, yeah, there should be a TV show. That should happen.
Okay. Yeah. Like,
do you think there should be a TV show?
I mean, they're kind of what... So, Tales from the Crypt is this, or was this.
Yeah, I love that show. It's pretty fun.
The thing is that it didn't really work out. And that was in the 90s when I think people were... I don't know, maybe it could make a comeback. There should be one of everything, and then just let the market decide if it stays, sort of thing. Like, if it finds a following, then great.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Jordan Peele was trying to, like, bring back Twilight Zone. And I watched a couple of those. I feel maybe they were just too long or something. Like, there's something about it that wasn't like, but there were some clever things here and there. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like an appetite for weekly stuff like that, or if that should be a YouTube thing. Yeah, kind of like I would always hear about Marble Hornets and stuff. I never looked into it. It sounded neat, you know, to kind of like mythologize Slender Man more and have all this weird fake documentary business, or SCP stuff. You know,
SCP stuff's okay. You could make a show based on that sort of thing too, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
sure. I guess there's a maybe we're old though. I don't know if kids would watch it.
That's the thing.
Old people would fondly remember things they saw when they were too young on HBO, and then they might watch it. So there's at least somebody. But they're all on dialysis now. They're getting old, you know. So.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Next. Hey. I've been listening to old Movie Monk podcast during my work shifts because I run out of other media. In like episode 15 or so, Nathan mentions he texted Paul $1 billion idea for the next Metal Gear Solid game.
Did I really?
I believe that. And that it would never work on current or even next-gen systems, but never actually mentions or discusses what that idea is.
Oh, no.
I know it's a long shot. I don't remember. But do you remember what that idea is? It happened a decade ago, but the dedicated Movie Monk fans are dying to know. If you can't
$1 billion idea. Wow.
For Metal Gear Solid game. For the next one. And it can't be done on even next-gen consoles. Too advanced.
So PS4 was too weak. Couldn't handle it. I guess. Do you remember me telling you that?
I remember something about like $1 billion idea for a game, yeah, or that you texted me.
Oh man, I have like some old game like idea journals and things in my drive. Like maybe I can find something. Not in the moment right now.
No. If you do, send me it, and I'll like say it at something. Just
I'm trying to think what I would have been. I don't even remember. I remember like this idea I had for like an open world crime game where it's all kind of like it's true moral choices and stuff all the time. Like you don't even need to shoot anybody at any point, but then you just have a boring job at like a grocery store. So it's like the inanity of like real life might drive you to a life of crime because it's more interesting. But yeah, that's more of a GTA riff. I don't know. I remember this Metal Gear idea, but
fair enough.
Dang, I should have sent it to Kojima or something because we saw
he could have used
went,
it.
so.
Maybe he'd still have a job. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
If you can't remember the idea, that's totally fair. A related backup question that isn't totally obnoxious.
Or if it's just like a Stranding type game, like I came up with it. Anyway. You get all these ladders, right? There's like mushrooms where people peed.
All right, stick really with me. Strands that connect us all together.
His name is Bridges. And Princess Peach. No, I didn't come up with any of that. I won't take any credit for that stuff. That's all a Monster Energy ad. It's great.
His backup question that isn't totally obnoxious. What's your favorite unanswered question or unfinished piece of media? I personally love a lot of the mystery that Shadow of the Colossus has. It truly felt like the most mysterious game while playing it. So unanswered questions in media, I guess.
It has like a fictional language, so you're never quite sure what everybody's saying and what's going on. Yeah, I guess so. But unanswered, like unfinished media.
Yeah.
I mean, I right now I'm just thinking about like how Twin Peaks had that weird stall for 2 decades, but they sort of got to do something eventually in 2017. Yeah. I don't know that that's what it would have been in 1993 or whatever, but that's just how it is. And I really like The Return, so I'm not upset about it. Yeah, like the Golden Compass movie. I really wanted to see what Sam Elliott was going to get up to. But they did end up adapting that to like a BBC show or something. So, but just doing it over. That was just a pure reboot.
I like them not saying what's in the briefcase in Pulp Fiction.
Sure. Yeah. Best keep it cryptic. And then there was that other movie that kind of was doing that with the trunk. It's like from the 50s. Oh my gosh. Oh no, it's not Killer's Kiss. That's Kubrick. Anyway, there's an old movie that is kind of riffing on too, where there's some mysterious glowing like death thing in a trunk and it kills you if you look at it. But anyway, I mean, Tales from the Crypt, I don't think they got to... No. They had like 7 seasons of that show, I was going to say. I think it did okay.
Yeah, it did fine.
But it ran its course, I guess.
Yeah.
What about Metal Gear Solid 5? Like, Phantom Pain kind of having the weird not ending with, like, the kids running off with the Metal Gear and, like, this big gap in that story. Or, like, I guess it's been 8 years and I now know what goes on. Like, the kind of false Snake business and like what was real Snake up to, and just listening to theories from that time, it's like, oh, it was going to be the ultimate like Metal Gear Solid 2 fake out because it's like you played as not the guy for a whole game, and then the real Metal Gear Solid 5 numeral was gonna come out, and it was gonna blow your mind. And it's like, I don't know if that's true, but okay. Like, I don't know if Kojima got to tell his whole tale, but he had so many last time I'm doing this Metal Gear chances before Konami cut it loose. So
Metal Gear Survive was the actual Metal Gear Solid 5.
I mean, we have like the kind of library sharing or whatever, and I was like, oh, Paul has this. I could play this garbage if I want to.
Good.
But
I
did not. It is there. They did make it. So, and they're doing those remasters. I'm trying to think if there's like a story that had a very like, cryptic business that was never clarified. Or if I like stuff with David Lynch movies, I actually prefer it that way. I never want to know what the explanation is, because then it loses its mystique or whatever. Like, there's giant blogs about, oh, this is what Mulholland Drive is really about, or this is how the season of Twin Peaks: The Return is structured and what it means. And it's like, I don't want to read any of that, because then I won't watch it again and just puzzle on it for the rest of my days, which is what I want. So, yeah, I don't know if there's one that has kind of gotten in my craw in the bad way, where it's like, oh, what if they finished it? What if they... I mean, maybe it was Willow, the series, and I'll never get to watch it now because they deleted it. I was blown away by that, though, because it was like, what if there was a fan of Willow who loves that movie, and then 35 years later there's a TV show, and then they delete it? It's gone. Do you know about this? Like how Disney axed it completely from reality? Like,
it's so weird. I'm sure it's online, like, illegally.
Yeah, because I heard it wasn't great, but it was still just like, oh, okay, like, something else, like a second thing for Willow people. Or like when they made like a new Dark Crystal series, it's like, I'm not like super wanting this minute, but I could watch this at some point in
eventually
my life.
Yeah, totally.
And then it's just like, nah, nobody clicked on it, so it's gone. It's like, oh.
Yeah. They have a bad habit of censoring a lot of that stuff. Like, there are just some
or
episodes...
Batgirl with Brendan Fraser. What if it was great?
Oh, true.
He's an Oscar-winning dude. What if that was awesome movie?
Probably wasn't, but yeah, I mean, could be. Never know.
I mean, I like The Flash, and that came out. So what if...
Yeah, that's true.
Or yeah, like in that vein, I guess, just to tie it back, just because that's where my head's at. Like, sorry, I don't have the best answer, but at the end of Shazam 2, there's like another tease about Mr. Mind. Yeah, and I was like, dude, I want to see that stuff. Like, I want to see a weird little worm be like a villain in a big movie. That would be hilarious. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, probably not gonna do that. Probably not gonna come to bear. It's like, all right.
It would be like
Daughters of Apollo or whatever had to suffice.
Dude, I can't even remember what movie it was, but there's like the end credits scene where they show Thanos for the first time in the MCU, and he's just like on a throne and like covered in shadow or whatever. And it would be like if after that they're just like, no, we're not doing Avengers stuff anymore.
It didn't make enough money. Canceling it. Yeah.
The giant.
That kind of just like leave everybody hanging kind of moment. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have right now. Is I guess Mr. Mind. I want Shazam 3. We're get it done. Sure. I know you lost hundreds of millions of dollars, but you got to triple down.
Yeah, it'll be better this time. We promise. Finally, what is the last piece of media you were completely late to the party on? I personally didn't play Undertale until like a year or two after release, and was sad to see everybody still wasn't talking about it. Like, dude, that game is so good. I was thinking Berserk may be an easy answer, but would you say that Berserk had actually gotten more attention in recent years?
Has Berserk got more attention in recent years? Or
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Mainly because of like the headlines of the dude dying.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
And yeah, the fact that like all these giant blockbuster games and stuff reference it now or whatever as a that was thing. Kind of the point of entry for me. Sorry, there was a wrinkle in there that I wanted to. Well, can you just rephrase, like restate that for a second? The question?
Yeah.
What's a piece of media you were completely late to the party?
Oh yeah. I was sorry. Like I mean, we were just talking about Metal Gear Solid 5 and how I was like 8 years late playing that. The thing with Undertale to me is like I keep seeing like Deltarune stuff, and it's just like, oh, I haven't played those. Like I didn't really get in on the Deltarune, so but it's similar. So I'm like, oh, are people talking about Undertale? I don't remember this bit, or I don't remember this song, and it's like, no, there's more of that stuff. There's two things, and it's like, oh yeah.
Oh, I know what he says is I didn't play Undertale until like a year or two after, and was sad to see everybody wasn't still talking about it. He's saying like he's playing it late and people weren't talking about it anymore, so it was sad.
I feel like now people are talking about Deltarune. Like that fandom is excited about stuff I haven't seen. Is right,
but that game's not fully out yet. Only like 2 episodes
so.
Or whatever is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm purposely going back to old stuff I kind of spaced on, like MGS and Sunset Overdrive. It's fun.
Sure.
Well, it turns out this weird energy drink game they made 9 years ago. You can customize your characters, so I basically made Elvira. It was fun.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It was pretty fun.
That's awesome.
Elvira, I guess.
Berserk is definitely a good answer for us, I think.
Yeah, there's this manga. It's pretty crazy. Turns out pretty influential.
Yep.
But we didn't know. I do like it when this happens. When you like, I think Ghost in the Shell was something like this for me, where I was like, oh, this is where a bunch of this stuff comes from, like a bunch of cyber business that came in its wake or whatever.
Yeah.
It kind of made me readjust the goalposts a bit, or like Dark City or something, where it's just like, oh, okay, this kind of aesthetic and everything, like The Matrix literally shot on the same sets and whatever. So that's the one that blew up big, but there was this other movie, so yeah. I guess I'm constantly late because I'm sure there's tons of great stuff coming out this year that I'm going to play in like 5 years and be like, oh man, you guys, this Elden Ring. Wow.
I mean, that was already last year, so
that's last year. Yeah. This Starfield, pretty cool. It's like Fallout 4, but like better, hopefully. I don't know. Yeah, hopefully. Are you going to get in on that right away? Maybe. Like, I shouldn't have started playing Fallout 4 this year. I put like 60, 70 hours into that, and now the new thing's coming out. But it kind of bumped me off the wagon. Like, I did the DLC out of order, and it just kind of threw off my vibe. So, yeah, I don't hate it. I don't think Fallout 4 is, like, out and out bad, but it just kind of was too crunkly and janky in some ways. So I'm hoping they figure that out. Yeah, dude, like, when we're all playing Star Citizen in, like, 6 years, like, it'll be that. I don't
think that's going to happen, but...
Like, all those dudes that paid thousands of dollars for their ships are going to be like, see, I told you. This was the greatest thing. Chris Roberts is a genius.
I mean, maybe they're right. Who knows? The fact that thing is still getting updates and people are playing it at all is more than I thought, so...
That entire thing from like minute one is something I just don't understand, because I did not think Wing Commander was big enough to command that kind of loyalty and excitement in any human being on this planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, it's like the biggest crown-footed thing ever. It's like, what? Like the Cat People movie that Freddie Prinze Jr. was in? Yes, people want more, and they are willing to pay. And it's like, what a strange demographic of like rich, like weirdos this has attracted. So yeah, Crytek. I don't know. But yeah, there you go. That's what's coming to mind right now. I'm sure there's more zeitgeisty business that I missed and will gradually find. Yeah. And I go, oh wow, you guys hear about this? And then it's like, yeah, that's why we're all talking about it. Like
Bloodborne.
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, yeah, exactly. Bloodborne and Billie Eilish, the two things I missed out on.
I did miss out on Bloodborne for many years. I kind of bounced off of it. I didn't understand the kind of quicker paced combat. Like I was like, "Where's my shield at? I don't get it." And then eventually, it's like, "Oh, this is way more fun." So, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for the long-winded question. Hope y'all are doing well, Trevor. Thank you.
Well, yeah, no, it provided us plenty of fodder to get a proper length episode, so thank you.
Oh, yeah. A proper length.
Well, it was gonna be a trim one. I was sort of wish I did more stuff, but now we're there. So with our sterling insight about analog horror, which I barely know anything about, but yeah, they should do that.
Yeah, why not?
Let's end it. Do we have a sign off on this one?
Not really. Next time, I guess it'll be something Berserk related, probably, right?
We should probably get back on the Berserk train, yeah. Like, I gotta charge my e-reader again, because I've definitely let that thing die. But okay. Oh, sorry, what's the emails for questions and whatever, and social business?
I mean, I don't really know at this point. This was sent to ivegoneberserk@gmail.com, this question, so you could just do that, I guess.
That's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Are we on Threads?
No, well, I am, but I hate that thing. I think it's way worse than Twitter.
Okay. We won't
that thing just gives you the feed of everybody on it. Like, I was getting stuff from Arnold Schwarzenegger and that Pokimane streamer girl and just, like, a bunch of random people. I don't want to fucking hear any of these people. Like, why? Why would you get this in my feed? You don't want to hear what
the governor is saying? Like,
no,
he was in Raw Deal.
Not at all.
Conan the Destroyer. All right.
Like, Twitter's pretty bad, but at least they're showing me tweets from people that, like, know somebody I know. There's, like, some connection. These are just random dipshits that I have to see on Threads.
Hey, people are talking to this guy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But no Threads yet.
No Threads.
Until it's the one, I guess.
And yeah, we're on pause over at OKVO right now while I'm recovering. So we will eventually be talking about movies featuring wrestlers. That is our next assignment. But No Holds Barred. That's gonna be something. Hulk Hogan was in a motion picture.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think he was in multiple for different roles.
He was. This is the one we looked at. We did not watch Suburban Commando. But yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. All right,
Three Ninjas 3. Anyway.
How do we do this? Thanks for sailing the good ship. Or whatever.
Good ship picks a response. This is Captain Nathan and his first mate Paul, which isn't fair at all. Signing off.
Ding ding.
Mutiny.